All right, so we'll get started. But before I get started, just wanted to know is like how many web developers are in the room? Can you just raise an hand? Okay, I'm going to be a bit biased because I'm going to talk about React and a platform that we're building to educate people more about ReactJS collaboratively, right? So that's what the platform ReactPlay about, and we are here for last 2 months. It just got started, and it started with all into of open source, where developers can learn, create, and share ReactJS projects, basically from the ReactJS ecosystem. And the platform allows you to build projects from various ideas. Basically, the platform already got few ideas, and if you have new idea, you can contribute to. And this is a guided learning. It means the problem that ReactPlay aim to solve, we are not fully there yet, is like you code something, you build something, and there should be somebody experienced in the industry who comes into looking into your code and telling you what is the right way of doing it, right? So it provides a guided learning. I'm going to talk a bit about that part. And it's of course a community engagement, a collaboration, right? Without that, we won't be able to do. I know something, you know something. You know something better, I know something better. And once we collaborate, we both know everything better. And it's a continuous dev journey. Though I asked about how many web developers in the room, and we're going to talk about React, but it should not stop there, right? When you're building application, you need to know end to end. Basically, you are starting with something client side. If you're interested, you probably hook into databases, you're building APIs, and you're learning CI/CD. So all kind of opportunities should be provided so that you can expand your learning. So that your dev journey should be continuous. And of course, the leveraging the power of open source. So open source is not about coding, right? We keep saying. It's about testing. It's about finding bugs. It's about documentation. It's about making things better. So once the community come together, they can do all of this together. And ReactPlay provides the platform, aims to provide the platform to do that. But the question is why? So we as a developer, we kind of read tutorials to learn. Of course, great blog. I myself as a blogger. We have YouTube videos to learn from. We have courses in Udemy. You all know, right? We learn from. But there is a problem, like the question, like, am I doing it in the right way, right? If I give you a project and you build it, you will be building it. But you might have a question like, am I doing it in the right way? Won't it be good, right, if I have a mentor or somebody who is actively looking into the code and guiding me, like what is the right path to do that, right? So that's why ReactPlay will be able to kind of guide you in terms of checking your code and giving you the right feedback at the right time that you're on the right track, giving comments, or probably you're not. And that's where the problem comes of you getting into it and start fixing the things that a guide is going to kind of tell you. So I'm going to do a quick demo of what ReactPlay is right now, and then we'll be back to the presentation in a while, okay? Okay, so this is ReactPlay interface. If you go to reactplay.io right now, you should be able to see this one. And what we have is like we have a bunch of projects. Who had created these projects? There are a bunch of enthusiastic people who wanted to contribute to ReactPlay and learn. They have created this project. So you can come here and see like a bunch of projects are already there. Okay, we are still building this interface, so it is going to be better in future. And if you can contribute to make it feature, nothing like it. So you can come here and kind of say like, I want to get into a project which we call play in ReactPlay. It's like maybe an advanced level, okay? So I go ahead and filter that and get into a project, something like this. You would have seen this kind of memory game, even Netlify provides that. So you can actually start playing with it. And now if you're interested to know, hey, how this guy would have built this, right? Let's look into the code. You can directly get into the code. It takes you to GitHub, and you can kind of browse it, read more about it, and kind of start learning from it. If the person who is creating this project or the play is also creating a blog or a video which is related to this, they can also do that. So you can actually get into that blog, you can get into that video to learn more about this one. As I told, the platform provides certain ideas out of the box. So there are a bunch of ideas that you can get started. You can actually filter them based on what you want to kind of get started with. And you can start a discussion. If you're not very sure about like how to build this one, it takes you to the GitHub discussions where people will be very active to respond to your questions, and you can actually learn from that and you can get started with it. We also have a Discord channel which you can join to kind of interact more, right? So that's the story of somebody who is coming here and trying to see like what is there in the ReactPlay and what I can get inspired from so to learn and things like that. But the next step, the next persona that we're going to talk about is the developer itself, right? Now the developer comes, he wants to build, right? How he or she is going to build something, right? So there is a create one over here. So if you click on this create, it's a bit boring. It's going to take you to a documentation and kind of ask you to follow certain step to get started with the project creation. But very recently, just a couple of days back, we have launched a create workflow from the UI itself. It's in beta right now. And as it's going to take some time to kind of show it from live, so I have some screenshot to show so that you can understand this. So I'll quickly go over there. Yeah. So the dev mode story. What happens when you click on the create button, it asks you some of the meta information, like how do you want to name this particular play, and do you have a GitHub issue that you want to kind of create, you have created, we can associate with this play, you kind of select, it will be auto-populated with a GitHub query. What is the language that you're building with? Is it JavaScript based or TypeScript based? Because both the ways you can code. Do you want to write CSS or SCSS? What is the level of it? Blah, blah, blah information you give, and then you say create. What it gives is basically it creates a unique ID, UUID, and give you a command like npx create ReactPlay and that particular UUID. You come to the terminal, just hit that, and it is going to create a play structure for you. The one that calls try shape, this is the one that I was creating. So it has already created a play for you, which is like very basic skeleton structure, and the bottom, it also created some kind of scaffolding code for you, which you should be able to get started. By default, it's kind of showing something blank. But you can now import this one into a Visual Studio Code, start building stuff, and the moment you start building stuff, keep appearing over here. Now say you have finished it to an extent. Now what's next? The next thing that you're going to do is to create a pull request. We have a bunch of code owners, which are also reviewers. And again, the time for contribution. If you think that you can support a project like this by reviewing code, please welcome, okay? So a bunch of reviewers are already there who are having industry experience of say 15 years, 17 years, but with React it around say 6 years, 7 years, who have worked in and out with that. So they come in and they start reviewing your code. So the one that you're seeing right now is only in your dev mode. It is not there in the production. So if you go to reactplay.io, you won't be able to see try shape. It is only with my local branch and in the GitHub remote. So once the review is done, the code review process may take a while because there will be always some kind of back and forth. And with that back and forth, you build your learning. Like somebody from the industry experience is talking about, hey, how to kind of handle hooks, React hooks, or things like that. And you will be learning from that. You will be probably telling that, hey, this is not the right way of doing it. I think this is a better way. So that argument is also healthy, right, to learn things. Then once you settle, the pull requests get merged. And once it gets merged, your play, your projects get live on ReactPlay. So you can actually socialize it. You can talk about it. We also have some integrations with Avial, which provides certain kind of badges and NFTs for your contribution, which you can actually use for showcasing. So that's basically what ReactPlay is providing right now. You can find us on the app that I showed just now. You can actually find us on GitHub. There is a Twitter handle, and there is also a Discord. So before I end my stuff, I just wanted to talk about one small thing is, so if you go to our homepage, we have a bunch of contributors over here. So these are the people already contributed or contributing to ReactPlay. Huge thanks to them. And if you can guys give a clap, I don't need my clap, I need clap for them. This will be really awesome because they are actually helping to build this platform where the learning is easy just by collaborating, right? So if you can be a contributor to this one, please check it out. That will be really great. That's all about this ReactPlay. So I want to take some questions. Sure.
To that. So what you have in mind as a future to ReactPlay?
Okay, so there are a few things that we have in ReactPlay. So if you talk about a developer and we're talking about sharing our learning, sharing the developer journey, it also means that whatever you're learning is not only about the code. You might want to share it in some other form, right? You might want to create content. We want to provide opportunity to developers that how they can actually start creating content from the work that they are doing. So the platform that we are coming up with is also, there will be content creation platform where people will be able to create blogs and things like that, publish as part of ReactPlay blog. And we are also coming up with few features like the leaderboard, the number of contributions provided by someone, and so putting into the leaderboard kind of stuff. We are also having integrations with few other open source platforms like InHost is one of them, which provides us the backend support. So these are the things that we are actually planning to bring in. And one more thing I wanted to kind of call out, like the ReactPlay was created as a fun project, and now it is taking some shape. But the way the platform is now getting built, we are actually breaking the monolith. So a good portion of it can be taken to create probably Vue Play or Angular Play tomorrow. Is the framework, is the main part is what you need to change, but the way we are creating with that, NPM, creating the project structure and all these things are open source. It can be used for anything, not only for the React, right? So that's a good thing. Like tomorrow, someone wants to start say Angular Play or Vue Play, they should be able to start it very easily. Yes.
Thank you.
Your project from the very beginning was called ReactPlay, right? Now, apart from the last setup, like the online portal where you can directly do like a create React app kind of thing. Apart from that, like most of the other things are kind of language framework independent,
Yes,
right?
yes, most of it.
So this platform can also be used to like in general
Yes.
teach everything everywhere. So why restrict it to React?
That's what I'm saying. That one day it came in my mind. So I have a YouTube channel where I started teaching React. Okay, and the many people kind of gave good comments saying that okay, this is a good video tutorial you found, but while practicing we are facing a lot of issue. So that's when I actually fielded it only for myself, that I can actually get my YouTube folks and kind of teach them somehow. That's how the React thing started. But then I saw a great amount of traction from the field who wants to kind of uplift the project and want to contribute. That's how it is going. But now we want to break that monolith. If you come to ReactPlay GitHub repo, you are seeing that we are kind of segregating the projects, we are segregating this NPM stuff, everything. So tomorrow you just build something for Angular Play. Yes, we should be able to kind of support that as well. That's why we want to get into.
And also like a very similar, like I kind of thought the same principles. I had this idea, I built something in 2020 and it didn't get any traction at that time. So one of my questions is also like, how do you, first of all, is this a business? Like, is it, are you also able to make money out of it?
Okay, so far I don't have any plan to monetize this one at all because it's completely for learning purpose, right? Like how the YouTube channels are, it's like free, it is free learning. Maybe in future there will be some scope, maybe through some courses. People want to create some course on the ReactPlay platform, through that probably you should be able to get that. But I think we are far from there. The way I would say the traction probably started is by one-on-one talking. So the first contributor that I got, I spoke to him very much one-on-one and asked him whether anybody else would be interested to contribute. So that person came. That's how things got built. Now I don't have to speak. People are kind of coming from say Twitter and other places.
Right. Just one thing. So with YouTube, even if it is free for the learner, the creator is still getting paid, right?
For that 4,000 hours, somebody has to watch, and you have that patience for that. Yeah.
Got it. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it. Okay. Thank you very much for listening to me. Please contribute to ReactPlay.